So what do we have to see in a product to determine if it's a winning product? And what do I even mean when I say winning product? Well, it's really simple. A winning product is basically a product that converts well, sells well, and just makes you a lot of money overall. It's funny how we say winning product but never losing product, but I guess that would be just the opposite. A losing product would be a product that doesn't check any of our boxes, so we don't even bother selling it. Or maybe it checks a few of our boxes and maybe even all of them, but when we sell it and put it to the test, it doesn't sell well. Now that we're on the same page, what winning product criteria do we look for? With me, I have the big 4 boxes that we like to see checked, and I'm gonna go through them one by one with you. The first one is a visual wow factor. What this means is that the product has something to it that makes people stop scrolling to see it. It's something that really makes people say wow, and it's overall very interesting and unique. For example, what doesn't have a wow factor is this lighter right here. Everyone's seen one before, and there's nothing special about it. And if you were to try and make content with this lighter, it would not go viral because nobody cares about a basic regular lighter. A lighter with a wow factor though would be something like this dragon lighter that spits flames out of its mouth. It's in a crisp gold color, it leans up and has this massive flame coming out of it. I will say though, this specific lighter has lost most of its wow factor just because it's been sold so heavily. And if you're confused how that would affect its wow factor, I'll tell you right now. What I mean is that since this lighter had such an amazing wow factor with the dragon tilting its head up with this big flame, all these dropshippers started selling the product, and that makes sense because a wow factor is a very important thing to have in a winning product. However, this made the market for people who would actually buy this lighter dry up, and so many people started seeing it on their TikToks, YouTubes, and Instagram. So if we think, for example, of me seeing this lighter for the first time, I would say, whoa, I've never seen a lighter like that. That's awesome with the gold and the dragon. But after seeing that 4 to 5 more times on my feed, I wouldn't react that way at all, and I'd probably scroll past that video right away because I already know what the lighter's all about and there's no surprise to it. And that's why getting to a winning product early can be so powerful because you're capitalizing on that wow factor, but we'll get there later. So that's an example of 2 similar products, one with no wow factor at all and the other with a great wow factor. But I have some more products for you too, that way we can start developing an eye for these wow factors. This LED curtain product has a great wow factor. It's a unique take on regular LED strips, but this one is controlled by an app on your phone and you can draw whatever you want on these LEDs. You can see how visually appealing these are and how they're 10 times more intriguing than regular LEDs. And even if you're a person with LEDs all over your room and all on your walls, this would still pique your interest because it's that unique and that cool of a product. But what's an example of a product with no wow factor? Something like this capybara right here. Don't get me wrong, they're super cute and I'm sure that these guys have sold a ton of them judging by the amount of views that they've brought in, but the product itself isn't something where people would scroll onto it and say wow or say oh my god. It's a stuffed animal plushie at the end of the day, something that we've seen hundreds of in our lives and probably have owned lots of as well. Now I could stop here since I've given you a general idea of a product with and without a wow factor, but that is not what Mike and I are here to do. We're here to unlock absolutely everything that we possibly know, that way you have the highest likelihood to succeed with dropshipping. So with me, I have 5 more products with wow factors and 5 more without. Let's analyze them now so that you can get a feel for different types of wow factors and also feel confident in deciding if a product has a wow factor or not. To lead off the 5 wow factor products, I have this phone case that puts any photo of your liking on the back of it. The reason why this product has a wow factor is because it's something extremely unique. Most phone cases obviously don't have the ability to display whatever photo you would like on the back of them whenever you would like. If this phone case were simply one where when you ordered it, you requested a specific photo printed on the back of it, it obviously would have way less wow factor. But it's the customization of the product that really holds that wow factor down, and the fact that you can make the back of the case any photo whenever you would like. So next I have this travel duffel bag. This duffel bag is extremely unique and effective as a product because you can slip your clothes into the lining of the bag, fitting almost twice as much as a normal duffel bag could. And that leads me to the next wow factor of this product that isn't actually about the product, but instead the outcome that you get from the product. Because you're able to put your clothes into the lining of this bag, this duffel bag can fit as much as a suitcase. But with suitcases, you have to check them when you fly with your airline, and that can cost up to $100. But since it's a duffel bag, it classifies as a carry-on, so you don't have to pay that amount of money. But the thing is that you still are bringing a suitcase amount of stuff in a carry-on, so the product is naturally money saving. So for a consumer to hear that a product is going to save them money is always a great angle to lean into, because obviously everyone wants to save money. And to use this claim in the beginning of your video really hooks people in, so you're able to string them along the video even longer and continue selling them. And that's the power of a really strong wow factor. Also, if you're making unpacking videos of this product, you can lean into the wow factor of kind of showing that the bag is empty, but then unzipping it and showing all of the clothes that you have left. That's an effective hook that you can use in your videos, and it's only possible through the wow factor of this product. The third wow factor product that I've collected is this scrub gun. It's basically like a drill, but with a scrub head connected to it. It's gone viral many times because of how satisfying it looks when you're cleaning pans with it and the soap is going all around the pan, which I know sounds silly, but it's mesmerizing things like this that can really hook people in. And in this specific video, they took a pan that looked like it was too far gone to be saved and completely restored it. Even for me, when I first saw this video, I out loud said wow because I couldn't believe how well the product worked. So the wow factor here can be the satisfying videos that you can make from it with the soap, but mainly it's how effective and useful the product is. The fourth product is this egg flipper. Now, I don't actually think this product would sell well for many reasons, the main one being that it would be really hard to make lots of content with, but I will say there's definitely a good wow factor here. It's a unique take on a regular spatula that kind of just makes you laugh at it. And that's one of the main principles to effective wow factors, in my opinion, is taking something very basic and regular and putting a unique twist on it. This almost always results in a great wow factor. Finally, I have this floating plant, and the wow factor is pretty obvious here. It's a floating plant that just looks so mesmerizing. It's like I just said before, it's a unique take on something very basic that we all know of. People already put different types of flowers and succulents on their desk, but to have it floating now and spinning midair is obviously really intriguing. Anything that's anti-gravity or futuristic like this will always have a wow factor. So take note of some of these wow factors. The phone case is customizable. The duffel bag saves you lots of money. The scrub gun is extremely effective and useful. The egg flipper has a funny, unique twist on an ordinary thing, and the plant is extremely visually appealing. So before going into products with no wow factor, I want to cover one that's kind of in a gray area. It doesn't really have the strongest wow factor, but there's definitely kind of one there. And I feel like it's important for a beginner to know because there are going to be lots of times where you're looking at a product and can't really tell if there's a wow factor there or not. But anyways, this is the product I'm talking about, and it's some type of fruit cutter. This definitely piqued my interest, but in no way does it have the same wow factor as the 5 products from before. I will say though that if a product at least piques your interest, that's probably enough to check off the box of a wow factor. Now let's get into the products that I found for you that don't have a wow factor and don't stand out when you find them on your TikTok feed. The first one is this dog tool that has a leash, water, and poop bags all in one. This product is more useful than anything, and it can't really strike you right off the bat. It doesn't have that striking factor to it. But also, this is an important time to say that depending on your video, your product may have more or less of a wow factor. For example, if you were to make a video of this product and it's slower and you're using a monotone voiceover, it'll obviously hold less of a wow factor than an upbeat skit. Maybe one where a person's walking their dog right next to you, and when they poop, they don't have a bag to pick it up, but lucky you get your poop bags right from the product you bought. Then you can cut to a shot where this person has their dog with them and the dog really needs water, and lucky you again, you have it right there on your product. If you can formulate the video to make it seem like the benefits of this product are falling from out of the sky, it'll obviously do better than a monotone voiceover. But the leash on its own won't be grabbing many people's attention. Next, I have this cup holder cooler. Again, I'm sure this product serves great use for a person who's out on a summer day and wants to keep their drink cold, or they're commuting to work and they want to keep their cup of coffee hot. But again, there's not that big wow factor there. So remember that just because it's useful doesn't mean it has that big wow factor. And another good way to think about it is that it's not unique enough for a person to go back in the video or go to the account to see all the other videos because the product is just that good. It's kind of just a nice cooler or heater for your cup. So it's useful, but there's no big wow there. This is the flame fuser, a diffuser with orange LEDs that make it seem like the steam coming out of it is a fire. This product is a great example of something that before it got saturated into oblivion actually held an amazing wow factor. A funny thing about this product is that Mike was actually the first person to sell it, but because the price point was too high and he couldn't source it any lower, it didn't sell that well. But anyways, this is honestly a difficult product to pick out because I only know that its wow factor has been lost because of my experience. That's why it can be very well worth it for you to join me and Mike's Discord group Trust. That way you can DM us products and kind of piggyback off of our experience. It's the perfect place if you want to progress in dropshipping as much as you can because you have unlimited access to me and Mike. But again, this product would have a great wow factor, but it's been sold by so many people, so it's lost it. And don't worry if you have a lack of experience now, because that skill will come to you over time. This product is some square LED lamp that maybe in 2019 would have held a great wow factor, but it's been sold by so many people and it's lost that wow factor. I feel like this one's a bit easier to pick out than the diffuser because this product simply isn't that cool at all. And that's really what you want to be thinking of when you're looking at products. Is this something that's very captivating? Will people have to rewatch the video because my product is just that good? Will they feel the need to learn about it? Will they feel the need to send it to their friends? With this square LED lamp, the answer is no. There's nothing unique about it, and that LED curtain, for example, is 100 times more interesting than this one. The lights on the lamp aren't even that bright, and they look pretty faded as well. So before moving on to the final product with no wow factor, remember these 2 pointers. One, is my product captivating enough and interesting enough that a person feels the need to go to my profile because they just have to see more videos of it? And 2, is my product interesting enough where a person is going to stop dead in their scroll and say, whoa, what is this? Wait a minute. Or something like, wait, I have to see more of this. This thing is insane. If you really have to come up with a scenario of someone thinking those things, then the product probably doesn't have a great wow factor to it. The final product that I've got with no wow factor is this juicer. Maybe to you this may seem like an amazing product, but to me it's absolutely nothing out of the ordinary. And that reminds me of another important thing that I want you to know. If a product isn't unique but it has great use and is being sold by big retailers, then stay away from it. For example, let's say that someone found a video of this juicer and you're selling it on TikTok. Let's see that they see it, feel intrigued by it, and now have a burning desire to buy themselves a juicer. Since there's absolutely nothing specific about your juicer, they'll probably think, oh, I should go to Walmart or Target or my nearby store to buy one of these. Or they could go to Amazon as well because they know that the price there is going to be more affordable and the shipping time is going to be way faster. However, if your juicer were extremely unique and you clearly convey that in your video, then people would feel the need to buy yours specifically. And if it were part of your branding too, then that only solidifies your case even stronger. Maybe they'll look on Amazon to see if they can find yours specifically because Amazon is more trusted, but by having a really unique product, you decrease the amount of people that just buy it from Amazon or another store. Another thing to take note of too, if you take that duffel bag product from earlier, if you say things in your video like our duffel bag or the duffel bag we designed, people will begin to understand that your bag isn't like any other on Amazon, so they're going to be more hesitant to go over there and just order any duffel bag that they see. If you also have on your website that a big sale is ending soon, people are going to feel that urgency and feel the need to buy right then and there. Those 2 pointers are a bit off topic, but it's that and the wow factor that really help you compete with Amazon. So competing with Amazon is hard enough already. Don't make it harder by picking a product with no wow factor. Before wrapping up what I wanted to say about wow factor, I want to revisit some of the other characteristics of that juicer. It checks the other boxes as far as you're able to make unlimited content with it, and it also applies to a big enough audience, which is anyone who eats. That leads me to say that if a product is a banger in other areas and checks those boxes and more, that if it lacks in wow factor, it's honestly fine. For example, I could find a banger product that I know is going to go viral and applies to a lot of people, but if the wow factor is lacking a bit, I'll still definitely consider selling it. It's because sometimes those benefits can outweigh the fact that the wow factor is pretty weak. If the product is in season, applies to men and women of all ages, and you can source it pretty well from your supplier and mark it up by a lot, it is no big deal if the wow factor is weak. So don't rule out a product just because it slightly misses one of the boxes.